Alright, so the battle I have today is a pretty good example of why Pokemon is a horrible game, why you should never really take it seriously. Um, it would have been a really good game, but we have to have that your opponent lock you at every turn. Although it would have been a really good game otherwise. But I'll go over it, kind of explain it as I go. When I saw his team, I'm like, wow, Gengar beats like pretty much everything on his team except for like Tornadus, and yeah, that's pretty much the only thing. So I'm like, this is gonna be a really good game for a Gengar. So I was pretty happy about that. I'll start into it. I lead with Gliscor as obvious as it kind of seems as it would have been because I want to get Rocks first turn. Because his only spinner is the old Fortress, and I can spin block on that. And I want those up for Zard and Tornadus no matter what. So I double into Manectric, predicting that Fortress to come in because Sturdy is going to be broken, so I could just Flamethrower there. Don't need to predict her on Rapid Spin and stuff. I go for Volt Switch because I don't think that the Hippo is going to be a switch in, but judging by the fact that he brought it in, that means he's specially defensive, so there's no reason for me to go for HPS or anything. Um, Earthquake does pretty much nothing because that's an Umbreon right there. And I'm just gonna double out again. Oh no I don't, no I don't. Don't listen to me. I'm crazy. I go for Toxic. Um, Spore just comes back in again. That's an easy switch into Gengar because I've got the whole ghost typing thing going for me. So yeah, I can pretty much just sub on this quite easily because can't touch me and stuff. Landers comes in, Tornadus comes in, perfect time to be able to, get a burn on it because it's pretty much half physically offensive. No, no, just joking. We're gonna miss Will-O-Wisp for the first time, but that's okay. That's okay. That doesn't really matter. I can go into Gliscor because I have got the poison off, so I don't really need the Toxic Orb anymore, which is okay. I'm gonna double it here into Manectric. I knew he was either A, going to go into Fortress, or B, he was going to go for Hurricane, so Manectric was the best option either way, and that works out for me. This time I'm just going to go for Flamethrower because Hippo comes in, I'll at least start getting damage on it, and the chance of the burn is always quite nice. If I get a burn, it means I can go straight into Gengar next time he goes into Hippo and pretty much just, kill it. He goes for Earthquake again. That's quite fine as I go into Gliscor. And I'm actually going to double here straight back into Manectric, predicting again his Fortress to try to come in. And that, of course, that works out for me quite nicely. Go for Flamethrower here again. See, if I went for HP Ice, I would probably have been able to 2-hit KO this. But I didn't. So that's a shame. I didn't realize that HP Ice would be doing that much. So that's why I didn't do it. Because it wouldn't have had that range. It wouldn't have had the range after, the first flamethrower. But I bring Keldeo in because Scald is good on pretty much everything. As he just brings in Azu. Now I bring in Scissor here on the play rough, and I expect him not to switch. I expect him not to stay in, but he does stay in, and I'm like, yeah, whatever. So he's going for Waterfall, so I go into Keldeo to easily sponge that it. Easily? Wait, did I say easily? No, I forgot to predict the crit. So I go back into Scissor on the play rough, and that's what he goes for. No tricksy things going on here, and I'm just going to finish it off with a Bullet Punch. Which, there we go. Azu's out of the way. That's okay. Zard comes in. I'm just going to stay in with Scissor and Bullet Punch because it's still going to do a lot of damage. If he wants to Dragon Dance, that's perfectly fine. He shows he has Roost, so if I had a Heatran, I would have just walled this thing completely because it means he doesn't have EQ. I can just go into Gliscor here, and I know I can quite easily take a Dragon Claw, unless he crits me, But I do get the Toxic off, and that's quite a shame, because I would have easily been able to take that and be over half. I went for Earthquake here because I thought he was just gonna kill me. Hindsight, I should have went for Roost. I was just so pissed that he got that crit. But what can you do? I go into Gengar here as he's gonna start layering up on me. I didn't think he had Gyro Ball, so I just disable Spikes. It's probably not the best decision on my part, honestly, because he did have Gyro Ball. And if he went for it now, that would have been a bit of a shame. But good thing for me is he just goes for Volt Switch, and of course it doesn't break my sub because I've got that bulk. Goes into Tornadus, and it's round 2. Gengar's got his chance. Here comes the Will-O-Wisp. Takes the knockoff. That's why we got the sub up. We're gonna go for the Will-O-Wisp, and oh no. Well, what did I expect, right? Will-O-Wisp is 20% accurate. So I'm just gonna switch out here into Manectric because I have a Mega Stone. I can take a knockoff, so I'm just gonna take the knockoff. But I take a crit, so joke's on me. I'm not allowed to switch out again. So that's fun. So I have to go for Hidden Power here on the Hippo coming in to get, at least some damage on it. And, yeah, as you can see, it does do quite a good amount of damage. He's just going to Earthquake, finish me off. That's okay, I guess. Bring in the old Keldeo here. I can survive one more Rock Switch in, which is useful to know. So I'm just going to Scald. Down goes the Hippo. He's going to bring in Tornadus, and I get to switch out into the old Umbreon because Umbreon can take pretty much Hurricanes for days. As you can see, 25%. He gets the Confusion, which is pretty terrible, but I know I can take this here Focus Blast on 1% and kill it with a Foul Play. Oh, I'd kill it with Foul Play. Oops, I mean, hit myself with Confusion and lose. I go into Scissor here because I'm stupid, because I'm just really pissed off at this point. I go into Keldeo, survive the Rock Switch in, and I say, basically, if I don't get the burn here, like I should have got 2 turns ago, I'm just forfeiting. So I finally get the burn. The fact that I survived here doesn't matter. Like, I mean, I guess it's an extra 12%, but that doesn't matter in the end. It's nice because he does actually have to U-turn out of there. And let me just say something really quickly here. Looking at from where we are at the moment, I know there is a chance, like, when he clicked U-turn, I looked at everything and I'm like, now there's a chance I can win. There's a chance I can win. But basically the way I'm winning is I'm setting up a sub on Fortress, and then I'm killing Tornadus from behind a sub. And then I can sweep basically everything else. So that was my thought process, so I need to get a sub up. So he does bring in Fortress, so I'm like, well, here's my chance, sweet. So in comes Gengar. I get my sub up. He's going to, I believe he's just going to spike up, which is what he does. I doubt Hex would have killed at 66%, but it may very well have. I'm just going to burn either way. So there he shows the Gyro Ball, so that's okay. I had showed them disable before, so I assumed that he was going to, try to win the game and double into Tornadus right there, but he didn't, so I go down a lot lower than I need to because I could have just disabled that turn anyway, which isn't, luck right there. It's just to do with the 50-50 of people's decisions. So now I get that sub up as he Volt Switches. If he got a crit on my substitute there, I would just cry, but goes into Tornadus here, and the play to make here is to U-turn, break my sub, sack something, then bring in Tornadus again. So I was really scared, but there's literally nothing I can do but go for Hex. Luckily, he doesn't, do that, and luckily I get that, giant crit that totally matters right there. Brings in Fortress, and of course, like I said, I can pretty much just sweep with Gengar at this point, because I got a Toxic on Charizard a little bit earlier, Of course, if he didn't crit me, I'd have probably been able to Earthquake it, but, Pokemon stuff. He brings in Chestnut, and, of course, like I said, I was pissed at this point, so I wasn't really thinking straight. Probably shouldn't have subbed here, but what I was thinking was, he'd go for the old C-Bomb, and then the old, Protect thing, and then I'd die, but with leftovers I would have survived. So I go for Will-O-Wisp, because I'm like, you know what? I don't want him to be offensive and like crit Gliscor and then win the game. So it seems like a dumb choice, but as you can see, he's offensive and he crits. So yeah, That was a good thing I got the burn on friggin' Chestnut. So I'm gonna win this one-on-one, and he's just gonna forfeit. So it would have been a good game. It would have been a really good game. I would have really enjoyed this game because Gengar would have put in a lot of work. However, Pokemon is a trash game and is 100% luck based, and the chances of you winning are the exact same as the chances of you winning a coin flip.